Hi, today I want to talk to you about solar lighting, or more specifically, why we don't use it. So I'm going to have a chat about the pros and cons. I'm going to give you at the end some cost comparisons, and I want to qualify this by saying that this is recorded in October 2025, and the way technology is moving so rapidly, this may not be the case in the future. In fact, I'd be surprised if it is. But right now, this is our reality. I'm Barry Sluder from the Garden Lighting Company, and we create stunning night scenes. So there's a lot of talk about solar lighting, and on the face of it, it looks very appealing. You don't need to wire, it's easy to install. So why do we not use it? Well, there's a number of reasons. Firstly, the majority of fittings that I've seen are just ugly. They just don't look nice. You might not see them at night, but during the day you see them. They've got a solar panel on them. They need to be bigger to incorporate the battery in the panel. So that's our first reason. The second reason is the majority of lights that I see on the market are just not the greatest quality. So I'd have questions about their longevity. And again, I'm generalizing here, and this is just what I have seen on the market and what we have experienced. Another reason why we don't use it is you have a look at the photos of the sort of installations that we do, the beautiful gardens. You need a good amount of power, that is light output. And solar lights generally do not have it. And those that do have the power, it doesn't seem to last long enough. If you think about the nature of what we're lighting here in New Zealand, so often we're lighting big trees or beautiful gardens, but the lights themselves are so often in the shade. If we're uplighting a big tree or a palm, the light's so often right at the base of that tree. And of course, it's in the shade. Not to mention the fact that we have days where it's not all beautiful. We don't have sunshine. So therefore, the lights will not reach full charge. And if we have several days of bad weather, you may not have any light output from your lights at all. There is a solar option that works well, but it does add quite a bit of cost. And that is to install a big solar panel with a controller that charges a battery that ensures that your lights have optimum power for days on end. But this does require hardwiring the lights, which means you've got to install a solar panel with all the gear, then still run the cables to the light fittings. So what does this mean in practical terms? Well, you're looking at about $200 to $300 for a transformer. Based on an installation of, let's say, 10 garden lights, all with 6-watt lamps, you would need an extensive solar system. Just looking at the numbers, and I'm just going to look to one side and read this. Based on that, you'd need 700 watts of good solar panel, feeding into a 120 amp hour battery with a 60 amp MPPT controller, plus the wiring and installation. Now the costs that I have seen here in New Zealand for a system like this are anything from $3,000 to $7,000. Now that depends on a lot of different components, how difficult it is to install, but $3,000 to $7,000 compared to $200 to $300 for a transformer. You want to pay that much more, and that's just for an installation of 10 garden lights. And people often ask us, so how much does it really cost to run these lights? Well, again, let's keep it to the typical installation of 10 lights. Each light having a 6-watt lamp. Now a lot of them are less than that, but let's just base it on that. And let's just say that for the basis of the calculations, that the lights are on for an average of 11 hours per day, every night for a year. According to our calculations, that's 4,015 hours per year. And I'm just going to read this because I want to get it right. So the energy used at 0.6 of a kilowatt times 4,000 215 hours is equal to 240 or 241 kilowatt hours. Now, based on the probably slightly higher kilowatt rate here in Auckland, New Zealand in October 2025 of 25 cents, that equates to $60 per year. So if you had these lights on all night, every night for a year, you're looking at $60 per hour. So there you have it, the reasons why we do not use solar lights, the pros and cons. Hopefully this is helpful and will help you make a good decision. I'm Barry from the Garden Lighting Company, and we bring you these videos on a regular basis to help you understand the pros and cons and the pros and cons of garden lighting. Bye for now.